from Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Rody Rob, Adam Baum, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
And welcome to episode 519 of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. My name is Rody Rob. I am not your host tonight, so I will go ahead and dish the baton over to the man who is your host remotely, far away from me here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, Adam to the Bomb. Hi, Adam.
What is up, Marked Out? Welcome to another edition of Who Won Wednesday. We got to bring in that third guy, our third co-host. He represents AEW tonight. He's going to do a lot of board duty. What's up, Bionic One?
Oh, the third guy. I'm the third. You know what? Hulk Hogan was the third guy in NWO, so I'll take it. And he has shitty hips just like myself, so that works out.
A lot of similarities.
But, yeah, anyway. Hello, everybody. Hello, board. Hello, Adam. Hello, Robert.
Hi.
You want to introduce that board you mentioned just a second ago?
Yes. They're all filing in, but we've got right now John Estrada. We've got Shoji. We've got Christopher Stikelether. We've got Evan Wright. We've got Jason Sklenar. And, yeah, they're all filing
there's
in.
Thousands.
Estrada says you're the third guy because you don't properly analyze wrestling anymore. You just ride the AEW stick.
Well,
that is such
Rob has said that off air many times.
He
not
said
that
it
exact wording, but
that is
he said
so
it to
astute.
my face as well.
No, it's true.
You know what? I can't deny it. I am an AEW truther, so whatever.
Truther.
Wrong. It's a conspiracy. Wrong. All right.
Yeah.
COVID-19's here just to ruin AEW and shut them down. Make them look bad.
So
Vanguard 1 was an inside job.
Anyway, we're going to get to all the fun. Tonight told us a lot, Rob, about what's to come, but I don't know if it necessarily was that exciting as a whole of itself. It built nicely, but I don't know. What'd you think?
You know, tonight was, and don't get me wrong, I always enjoy talking to you guys. I do. You're my friends. But tonight I was more intrigued by our personal conversations that we had during the wrestling programs than I was actually with the wrestling programs. And look, I'm not saying that they were horrible. I'm not saying that, this was bad and the booking was bad and the writing was horrible. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that as an overall product, both shows tonight were a little underwhelming for me. And I don't know. And look, we watch every week all the time, talk about wrestling. So maybe it's one part, a little exhausted or jaded, and one part the product's fault. It could be that.
Brian, I want to start with the two big announcements on the shows, and I want you to comment on these. We found out about the rules for the casino ladder match, and we find out on the NXT side about the 25th anniversary of In Your House. The next takeover is going to be a takeover in your house. Where do you want to start with those two?
Let's do the NXT side. Why not?
Okay, so right now, I got to be honest, it's name ID only, right? All they did was say the next takeover isn't going to be Tampa, it's not going to be Brooklyn, it's not going to be San Francisco or Performance Center. It's going to be in your house. And they're going to do it on the WWE network. Surprise, surprise. Nothing that exciting, right?
I'm curious though if we've seen a lot of changes when it comes to, wrestling through this COVID-19 crisis, right? And the formula that I think has always really worked for NXT for takeovers that we've all talked about was that they stuck to the wrestling. That you didn't get a lot of swerves. You got a couple good ones, and only when they were worth it. But you didn't get a lot of swerves. You didn't get a lot of storyline. You didn't get a lot of new feud build at NXT takeovers. It was go to the match, settle the score, go to the next match. Can this work in this era with a no crowd? Will they have to juice this up a little bit as we've seen with the other programs?
Evan's talking about also the Stadium Stampede. Evan, we'll get to there when we talk about it. I just wanted to throw these two things side by side. We're going to run down the card like we normally do. But I wanted to start here because on the other side, the casino ladder match, we find out is 9 men, and it's not a normal ladder match. They are going to come out every 90 seconds, so they're going to entry. So you have an advantage, disadvantage, Brian, in the fact that the guys that start the match, those two, yeah, they're going to be in there the longest, but they can grab the belt before the other 7 competitors come out.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Have they announced the order of anything? Because not yet, right? Because we don't even know all the participants. We know 4 of them so far.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. So I don't know if we'll know the entrance till that night. I don't know if they'll do something on the buy-in where, like they used to do with the Rumble, where you would have a bingo hall, whatever canister thing, and you draw your number out of there. Who knows? But it could be. I wonder if they're going to possibly do it though, where somebody wins before the last person even comes out.
I don't think they'll do that. No way. Because I mean that would like waste an entire spot. You want to have as many guys out there as possibly.
But one of the mistakes that WWE's always made was, hey, let's put a stipulation in and never really let it work out. So they've made the stipulation that it can be won before the last person. So why do you have to go through it? Why not use that stipulation? Let somebody get fucked in the end, and then you can have some kind of a controversy where somebody says, you won that, but you didn't beat me for it.
Yeah, but Rob, if this becomes like a signatures type of match for Double or Nothing, you want to have that in your back pocket to happen down the road. I don't think you would necessarily want to do it in the inaugural one. I kind of agree with Brian. I think everybody's going to come out.
I disagree. Yeah. I disagree. I think it's stupid to announce it that way and make that the big factor of the match if you're just going to parade everybody out the first time.
Whoa.
Sklenner on the board says, great idea, Rob. So hold
the fucking phone. Did you guys miss something? Because we haven't discussed it when we were hashtag socially distancing when we were watching earlier. But like Iron Mike Tyson, that do it?
So that we were gonna get to next. But yes, Iron Mike Tyson.
I'm sorry.
No. I mean, that's another thing with the Stadium Stampede and other stuff. But Iron Mike Tyson was announced tonight to be at Double or Nothing to award the winner of the Archer Cody battle for the TNT inaugural championship.
Hey, Brian, at least he talked about your thing. I posed a question and then he just fucking moved on from mine. So, don't worry about it. No, it's all good.
I'm sorry, Rob.
I was over it immediately.
But I mean, the thing is within your house, I agree with you on the takeover. They've got to go back to that formula. The one thing that I liked about Money in the Bank was 2.5 hour show. That was what was great about TakeOver. And usually, because it was so long between them, you could blow off those feuds, Rob.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know we've just talked about it a lot. I didn't mean to blow past it.
You're good.
For me, if I'm going to vote with these side by side, because that's how we do this, fellas, I'm going to have to say AEW because it's a new concept. Where, I think it's awesome they're bringing In Your House back, but you haven't told me anything. And right now, there's no feuds that I would be super excited to see going into the In Your House that I could predict their card yet. I don't even know who that would be.
I gotta go.
Rob,
I gotta go unscannable on this one. I can't vote for either one either way. When to your point about In Your House, we don't know. To my question, we don't know what they're going to do, try to make it different, more fitting to the now. And as far as the ladder match, like we just discussed, if they're gonna just run all the people out there and it's just a gauntlet ladder match with a chip hanging, then that's lame. So I don't.
Why is that? I don't get why that's lame though. They're like putting a different spin on an old classic.
They're doing a ladder match with a gauntlet, right?
So well, I mean, I can understand what you're saying, Rob, but
unless people get fucked over,
I would say it's tough to decide there because you don't know the other half of the field. But I mean, the obvious thing is this is their version of Money in the Bank.
Sure,
that's what the chip is. It's
but we still have a whole. I feel like because you said that you think that they're not going to announce the whole lineup for that match. I feel like they're going to announce all the participants.
I think they'll announce the participants, but I don't think we'll know, Brian, that so and so is 1, next is 2, 3. Gotcha. I don't think we'll know the order.
Well, we've never seen this before, so we don't know.
I mean, have we ever known an order of a gauntlet match for Rob's comparison?
For the buy-in,
we know the people that are in it.
Yeah, but
we don't know the order.
Yes, we do. For the buy-in, didn't they do the order?
Almost you're the AEW expert.
I'm saying for past events when they had the Casino Battle Royal. Pretty sure they knew the order.
It's a battle royal. There is no order.
This
you and
is
I
intriguing.
actually bet money on this. They all started in the ring at once.
This is awesome. Can we keep talking about this for an hour?
Fuck
No.
you, Rob. Oh, I'm sorry. Rob's
right.
trying to speed through this. Sorry.
All right, Rob, what's
Kayfabe,
your
brother.
vote? You said you abstained. So, Brian, what's your vote? Sorry.
Unscannable.
I'm gonna go with NXT just to fucking spice things up.
All right, so that went nowhere. Anything on the board before we move on?
Yeah. What are you talking about? It went nowhere. I tried talking about it, and then Rob scolded me. So I'm just gonna talk about the board. Let's see. Evan Wright said, no, they were picked at random. So there you go, confirmed by Evan Wright. Let's see. Stike had something.
Meaning they didn't announce it ahead of time, so he's saying that you were wrong.
Yeah,
you
I know.
realize that. Okay,
that's why I read it, but you have to be an asshole, and yeah. Right.
I just want to make sure you admit it.
Shoji said that I'm ready for NXT to drop the takeover in the title. I mean, they were well established now. I don't see it as takeover anymore.
It's their thing.
Oh,
do we really want 10 other fucking things? Hey, this is I don't know, Capital Punishment and all the other stupid names they've retired over the year. This is Bad Blood. Do we really need all these extra names?
Not that extra. It's.
I mean, In Your House was a good one. I mean, it was a staple one.
3 words, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. Calm down, bro. Take a breath. Hey, just do a little fun address.
I'm talking about why does Takeover have to go?
Yeah. It's Takeover In Your House. It's still Takeover.
Right. That's what I'm saying. On the board, the way Brian read that, aren't they saying that he wants Takeover?
Oh, I was
stop calling them Takeover.
Yeah, no, Shoji wants it to stop being called Takeover.
No, it's
See, you're on my side, Rob.
I'm on your side. Yeah. I want to address something on the board real quick. If you're not watching this live or see the video, I am wearing my NWO Macho Man cowboy hat tonight.
Ooh, yeah.
And the reason is not because I'm trying to be cool or funny. It's because while being self-quarantined in my home for the last several months, I have my shaving pattern is off. So I've got the old man horseshoe going on. So I'm just couldn't find my cap. So this is what I had by the desk. So there we go. We can move on now.
Stike says he thinks one of the matches for TakeOver is going to be Cross and Ciampa or Lee and Gargano. I think we'll get to the Lee and Gargano, but I think that's definitely one.
Yeah.
So we're going to start a little out of order. We're going to start with the curtain jerk for AEW, which was a promo segment, and we're going to jump way ahead for the first promo segment of NXT to kind of compare it there. Opening off on the AEW side, we have Jake the Snake in the ring, basically setting back the women's movement, as well as refusing to apologize to Brandy and saying, you know, the consequences of coming down to the ring and being around ringside and all that other stuff. And he cuts a good promo, and then we have a very, what I gotta say was awkward moment. Rob, you want to paint the picture better than me?
I will paint the picture for you. So as we hear this rumbling in the background, the camera turns, and what is it? It's Cody pulling up in his F-150. Nice looking vehicle. He's got the logo on the hood, like the shitty tattoo on his neck. And then he stops. He looks angrily, and then he hits the gas and goes 20 feet forward and hits the barricade.
Maybe 20 yards.
Maybe 20 yards forward and hits the barricade and then stops and gets out. My question is, why? Why did you just drive the extra 20 feet and hit the barricade? Why didn't you just get out of the fucking car or not stop? Why?
I like the not stop option. Brian, what would you have done in this situation to make this a little less awkward?
No, you know what? If I were Cody, I would have done the same exact thing. Okay, I would not have changed a thing. They hit a fucking. This was baseball. That would have been a home run. They hit a home run. It was a grand slam even.
I think they fucked up. I think the cameras went on him before they were supposed to, and as Adam kind of alluded to, that it should have been just the camera turns and you see him hit the barricade.
Yeah, because they showed him driving into the parking lot, so it wouldn't have quite been out of nowhere. We see the emblem on the hood. You know who the fuck it is.
Right.
Who else would be coming out here against Archer? He attacked his wife last week. I think the stop to pose whatever camera, he should have just driven through.
Well,
that's just my opinion.
It wasn't live. It was taped. right?
Okay, then even worse, they should have fixed it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They should have fixed it if that were the case.
They could have fixed it in post if that's
Right.
the case.
Right.
Anything about this on the board and then we'll go to the NXT side.
They're all just comparing it to Austin's truck and saying that it was a poor man's Austin truck and he should have just drove it to the fucking ring and okay, yeah, they're kind of with us.
Shoji's just saying that AEW loves gambling. How many Vegas-themed matches they have? Well, that's only at Double or Nothing, really, right?
Well,
all
Double
in,
or Nothing was supposed to be in Vegas.
Yeah, but All In, All Out, like those are gambling.
Evan says, I don't think he had the means to pull into the venue. No, none of us here on the show, we were joking a minute ago about coming to the ringside. We know that he couldn't drive the vehicle to the ring. We knew that. But don't have it stop 20 feet before the barricade and then hit the gas again to barely hit the barricade. I mean, just come in and then barely hit the barricade and then stop and get out. It was ridiculous. It's kind of like being mad in your house and you knock over the fucking fish tank. Like, why did you just kill your fucking fish? Why did you do that? That's stupid. You know,
you're being nitpicky.
No,
kill your fucking fish.
I'm being observational.
What a comparison.
Not wonder.
On the NXT side, again, this is out of order. Everything else is going to line up better. In my opinion, this was a ripoff of the Bubbly Bunch, but we have undisputed for the first time all four of them in this quarantine, taped home, COVID, whatever era.
That's petty.
But this is the first time we have all four of them, and they were pretty much doing
No, they weren't.
A version of Bubbly Bunch.
No, they weren't.
The first one.
No, they weren't. Come on.
I mean, it was a poor man's version.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It was as good.
It was a Zoom call.
It was a Zoom call. Everyone in the fucking world is doing Zoom calls right now. I mean, just because the Bubbly Bunch did a Zoom call, I don't even think, did they do a Zoom call? I don't think they did. But
It
even
looked like one.
It
That's what
seems like
Okay,
that, but then they added all those other.
But that's not fair. It's not fair to go call it a cheap Bubbly Bunch or trying to be like them or a knockoff when they used to do their little promo segments backstage with each other, and right now they're all at home. So how do they do it? On a Zoom call. So quit being a little picky bitch. Yeah.
You're right. That's fair. They used to do those. You're absolutely right. I didn't consider that.
I know you didn't.
I eat the crow, Rob.
Thank you.
You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't even consider that this was just a version of them doing those normal backstage things.
Hey, we're almost doing it right now. We're copying the Bubbly Bunch.
Right, we're being like the Bubbly Bunch.
Oh no, we're not a
what?
We're not a faction.
We're not a faction.
Bad host.
No, you're doing great.
All right. So the Fatal 4-Way Zoom call.
What's the name of the show going to be? Wait, hold on.
Cody and Archer. Oh, by the way, Cody and Archer got a lot of exchanges here, but ultimately Jake and Archer retreat. Cody stood tall. He countered the couple times that Archer tried to do his move. I mean, they came to blows enough for you to get more into the match when it happens, but not enough to like get super excited, like more than you already were, Brian. I'm not saying this isn't a good match, but more so. It didn't do anything to like push it over the top.
No, but one of the cool things that they're continuing with Lance Archer in AEW is that he's attacking the randoms during his entrance. That's something that he used to do back in New Japan. He would just attack the fucking Young Lions and like destroy them before his match even starts. That's kind of like his gimmick that he's continuing here, which is pretty cool. But I don't know. I know Rob had a big problem with the whole truck thing. I mean, I just watched it. I don't think.
I mean, it was
a big deal with it.
It's a petty moment, but it should have been fixed. It seems dull.
It's the big leagues, bro. Big leagues.
Oh, it's where the big boys.
Yeah, Rob's spent for a minute. Catch us up on the board before we vote.
You got a cough to get off, bro.
Yeah. Let's see. Juan is saying hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, Juan.
Hello,
yeah.
Juan.
XL10 is saying at least spin the tires. That's true. Let's see. Evan is saying nobody else in wrestling was doing the Zoom calls like that. LOL. That's true.
Daniel Price says I think Brandy's gonna wrestle Jake. What the hell?
Wait. Yeah. What is he? What's his point there? Nobody else in wrestling is doing the Zoom calls. Is he trying to say that they're being innovative or that they are ripping off Bubbly Bunch? What is he saying?
He's saying it was a blatant ripoff, but done well.
It wasn't a blatant. It wasn't a blatant ripoff.
No, I know the Bubbly Bunch wasn't a Zoom call. This was clearly supposed to be like a Zoom call.
I mean, it's
Bubbly Bunch is just supposed to be like a weird fucking goofy, almost like a.
It's a remote promo during a worldwide quarantine. I think it's okay. I don't think that they necessarily went, "Hey, they did that. We should do this too." I think it was kind of, "Hey, how can we do this? We can do this like this." I think y'all need to get off your little your little Mark conspiracy theories.
Well, also Soji over here, he says, "I'm losing interest in Undisputed. Empty arena hasn't helped, and they're overrated if Cole doesn't defend the title. Cole defended it last week."
Right. I mean, do you need it every minute? I want him in a match every other hour.
And Daniel Price is defending the Brandy and Jake wrestling. He says it has logic. I promise, Adam. All right, well, we'll see how that plays out. Let's vote here on the curtain jerk. Jake, Cody, Archer, or the other side of things, the Undisputed Zoom. Brian.
No, I'm going AEW.
What?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
No.
I fucking love Lance.
I'm questioning Adam's curtain jerk. Because
the curtain jerk on the AEW side, sorry.
Okay, because that wasn't a curtain jerk on NXT.
No, not close. But that was their first just promo kind of segment. All
right, so what are we? Which two segments are we picking from? Which two segments?
Undisputed, Jake and Cody.
Jake and Cody.
And Archer.
Even with the truck fuck up.
Yeah. AEW.
There wasn't a truck fuck up, but
all right. Sorry.
Yeah. Agree to disagree.
Okay.
Yeah. Next we have vignette that kind of similar to the one they did last week for the women, showcasing the entire tag division. They mentioned everybody: Best Friends, Dark Order, Jurassic, Proud and Powerful, Lucha, Private Party, the whole 9 yards. Young Bucks, yada yada yada. The promo kicked ass. I loved it. But here's the first matches. They're both tags. We have Riddle and Thatcher versus Imperium. We start with the tag match for the title on NXT, and the first match on AEW is Best Friends and Jurassic Express. Of course, we have Marco and freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy ringside. Rob, dealer's choice. Where you want to start?
I think you should choose, Adam. I think you're the driver here. You drive us, my friend.
All right.
Yeah.
I think Matt Riddle experiment in the tag division wasn't working with Pete Dunne. It's not getting any better with Thatcher. I felt ahead of time Imperium was going to take the titles here.
You know,
we need somebody there.
We talked about it during this match about the kind of the de-evolution of the tag team division, or the disappearance of the disappearance of the tag division in NXT. And I posed the question, like, was it when Profits left, it felt like it just kind of dwindled. And I don't mean that the way some people might, but I mean after Profits left, you never saw Archer and I'm not Archer, but Lorcan and Birch anymore, and then they appear on WWE TV. Forgotten Sons, they kind of start pushing them, and then now they're on WWE TV. And I don't know if it's time for the Metro Brothers to shine, Brian, but there's
Metro Brothers.
I can't think of really any tag teams beyond the two we saw in the ring tonight. And if I'm wrong, somebody refresh my memory, but we got Undisputed Era, right? And now we got Imperium as tag champs.
Well, and Imperium is really coming over from NXT UK. I mean, they're not just suddenly appearing out of nowhere. So
they're not even technically an NXT team. But you also have that new team that Malcolm Bivens.
Oh, the big Samoa
manager. Those two.
We don't even know
Indian
their
dudes.
names, though.
Big Indian
dudes. What?
To Rob's point, like there is no division. They're trying to build one. And we needed a true tag team at the top of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, this might be me reading into shit, the tea leaves a little too hard, but I don't know if something in the writing or creative or management of NXT has changed in the past 6 months. But it really feels to me like in the past, a division would start to kind of dwindle because people were leaving. It was time for them to go. And they were really good at like building that shit up real fast. Or even us fans were like, oh, okay, I thought it was over. We got a division again. And now I'm looking at the North American division is the mid-card division NXT is non-existent. I don't know what that is. The tag team division is again non-existent. I don't know who's in the tag team division in NXT, and the championship
because there isn't one, Rob. That's why you don't know it.
Right. The champion division is a rotation of the same people, and I really don't know what they're doing next with that. In the women's division, has even gone from being the best in the world to what's really going on here with Charlotte.
So two things from the board. I absolutely agree, Rob. Called Up Forgotten Sons and the Bivens crew is greener than Kermit's butthole. That's from Evan.
Right.
Yeah, but so is AOP, and they pushed AOP, so it's not out of the question that it wouldn't happen, you know?
Okay.
And then for Brian, even though it's addressed to Rob on the board, but I know Brian loves this guy. Evan says, well, Adam Pearce is now working for main roster. So that's a big creative change for NXT. I know you love Scrap Iron.
Scrap Iron. Good old Scrap Iron. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that changes things. But also, I mean, Pete Dune will be coming back at some point, too. So maybe...
I mean, even he's lost his luster, honestly.
Yeah.
To you. Maybe to you.
No,
well, I mean, putting him with Riddle, I feel like is a one-trick pony. And I ever since we started doing this podcast, I've noticed that a guy has to sell, in my opinion now, to be a good wrestler. And Matt Riddle just stands right up out of finishers, does nothing. He's worse than the Bucks about the just, I'm not going to sell shit kind of wrestling style. And it's gotten old real quick for me because check the tape. I was big on Riddle when he first came in.
Yeah, and stoners are fun the first time you hang out with them, but after a while you're like, dude, fucking drink some coffee. Come on, snap back in for a minute.
Yeah.
Give me some.
Yeah, Adam, drink some coffee, Adam.
Wow. Okay. On the AEW side, got some fun as we usually do when one of these teams is involved. So, when both are there, we're going to get something good. Best Friends and Jurassic Express. Like I said, Marco and Freshly Squeezed are out there as well. Lots of cameos at the end of this match. I don't want to flash forward, but this was what it was. This was positioned to be building for Double or Nothing. I mean, you had everybody out there that you needed to further their stories without giving a lot of time. I thought this was very well done, Brian, in terms of the cross booking, because Jungle Boy's out there. Well, guess what? MJF gets in his face. You have Marco out there. Wardlow kills him, maybe setting up a Wardlow Lucha thing and Luchasaurus. And then you have Phoenix attacking Orange Cassidy. They're both in the casino ladder match. So lots of things happening here.
Yeah, that fucking kick. Sklenar said it on the board, but I agree. That fucking kick when they first came out and they kicked fucking Orange Cassidy.
You talking about Luchasaurus?
Which
kick?
Am I in the wrong spot?
Which kick are you talking about?
What are you guys talking about? I was talking about. Are we not talking about?
I think we're talking about the kick they're talking about is when Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were talking about Luchasaurus his kind of roundhouse kick.
No, I'm sorry, I wasn't. I wasn't.
Phoenix, gotcha. Yeah, that was awesome.
Was I in the wrong segment? Or are you guys talking about that? I wasn't listening.
No, you're good. You're good. It's all relative, baby.
Sorry.
I pretty much covered all of it. So let's just vote. Tag team title match on the NXT side, or this fun, basically giant story build on the AEW side. Rob, I'll let you take the lead. Vote first.
I don't see myself giving NXT any points tonight. I'm gonna go AEW.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty shocking.
Yeah.
Brian.
Although Fabian Eichner looks like one of my old nemesises. Is that a word? Nemesis. Chris Payne Forza.
Hey, Fabian Eichner is a fucking beast in the ring, man.
He's great. I'm gonna go with AEW. I thought that tag match, plus like what Adam said, all the just different feuds that are going on within it, was awesome. And plus the match itself was great.
And Rob, when you go to Consequence, there's a tag title on one side, but for nothing division. And on the other side, you, like Brian just said, you're building 3 stories that are going into your pay-per-view. Good job. I've got to give the booking to AEW. Anything on the board before we move on?
It's Real Wrestling Podcast at Phoenix with Fatality.
Yeah. Out of nowhere, it's seemingly, but then again, I wasn't paying attention until the move happened.
Yeah, Sklenar saying the same thing when Ray Phoenix kicked Orange, and XL10 saying NXT's biggest problem is that the men's singles titles have only changed once since they started on Wednesday night. By the way, fuck Adam Cole. What? Why? What?
Anyway.
He's great.
What? Anyway, Let's stay on topic,
I
boys.
don't even know what he's doing back there.
There's going to be a lot of losses coming up here for NXT. Just little spoiler alert. But, Board, feel free to try and argue for the NXT side if you want. We're probably going to cover them first, guys, just to go through them. Next up is women versus women. We have Tegan Nox and Indy Hartwell. Tegan Nox won.
Porn star.
There. That's enough to talk about.
Oh, I thought we were playing the game.
On the other side, we have what turned out, it wasn't announced beforehand, Brian, but it turns out to be a fatal four-way. And you and I both called the winner ahead of time. Statlander, Ford, Britt, and who?
Shida. But
Shida.
Adam, they actually announced beforehand that the four-way was going on today.
No. They announced last week, but they said you got to figure that this is going to have implications on the championship. They never officially said it was a number one contendership until after Shida won, and they announced the Nyla Rose match, and then subsequent no DQ Nyla Rose match.
I don't know about
that.
Check
the tape.
I will check the tape. Either way, awesome that Shida won. I know you're happy. I'm happy. Rob, do you like Shida? I forget.
Shida.
There we go. I'm glad that
Shida had the best match
she's
with Nyla on the roster, right?
Nyla right now. What?
So Shida has had, in my opinion, the best match with Nyla right now.
Yes. Yeah.
So it makes sense to redo this.
Yep.
Okay, I expected you to go somewhere more with this.
I tried talking, but you talked over me. So that's all right, host. Go on.
Dun, dun, dun.
All righty. Next up, since I think we're all unanimous, right? AEW four-way wins.
Yeah.
Weird that the women, Rob.
Shida.
What the fuck? Tales from the Dark Side, Twilight Zone, Upside Down are we in? AEW's women have been winning over NXT's.
It's insane. It is like COVID-20. It's insane. It's nuts.
Next up, Brian's favorite, Tony Nese, goes 0-3 in the cruiserweight worthless interim yada. Jake Atlas goes 2-1, beating him.
Hey, can I jump on something real quick?
Go ahead.
Soji asked the question, why doesn't Baker go to NXT if she is with Cole? I don't think that's a good question, because you're making it sound like she can go to NXT. Would NXT take her? I don't think so.
Oh, get out of town.
I don't think so.
No, I mean, I think she's greener than Kermit's butthole, to quote Evaner earlier.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you did a bunch of tours in Puerto Rico and Japan as a wrestler, right?
Are you defending Britt Baker's wrestling skill?
You're saying that if she didn't give NXT a call with Adam Cole in NXT right now,
I think they'd give her a tryout.
I'm sure she had
more than that. It would be more like Candice LeRae. It would be more like,
I don't know. I don't understand why there's this whole idea that it's like the NFL, where it's like, the Eagles would trade for a player, or a player from the Bears could just go to the Eagles and play. I mean, this is not the same thing. WWE has a certain formula of who they want to wrestle and how they want them to wrestle and the styles they want and their talent level. Honestly, are they to par, or can we get them to par? And they're not just going to go, oh, you worked for another company. Well, come on over.
No. I'm looking at it more so at the Adam Cole angle of it. Like, that's his fucking boo. Like,
I know, right? At my company, I'm like, I went to my boss the other day and I was like, you know what? You need to hire my wife, because that's my boo.
Oh, don't give me that shit. It's fucking wrestling. It's totally different. Look how many couples they have that are both wrestlers. That's not a coincidence.
That all went through tryouts.
And Brian, when they got to keep the couples together on shows.
Yeah, they all went through fucking tryouts, and they all fucking had to go through. They didn't just get on because they were married to somebody.
Correct. And I'm not saying that would happen, but I'm saying if she knocked, they would probably listen.
Yeah, they would say, hey, come in for a tryout. Come in for a tryout.
Seriously. Daniel Price says Chelsea looks too much like Baker, so that's why they didn't do it. And what was the other one that was good on the board, because you guys just took it too far? I think Britt's in the right spot. She's getting used and she's getting better. She would not be used this quick on NXT, if at all.
I don't hate her as much as I once did.
Yeah. And when she got signed, the talent was better in the women's division, or better used and better storied, and it was pre-COVID, blah, blah, blah.
I shouldn't say hate. I shouldn't say hate. I dislike her less than I used to. There you go. Sorry.
Okay. He already moved.
No, I wasn't done.
Was on the NXT side. And then the winner of this next segment, AEW has Santana and Ortiz, proud and powerful, Brian. It's Sklenner's goofy friend Omega and Matt Hardy. Got a nice tag match here. Obviously, we'll talk about the rest of that stuff when we get to the Jericho match. But this was a long match, too, just like the other tag match. Just like, I mean, a lot of long matches, really, on the AEW side.
There were, this match was interesting. Because it's I don't know, I'm still kind of getting used to seeing Matt Hardy outside of WWE. I know he hasn't been there for that long. Back when he came back to WWE, but I don't know. Now it's like, I think he looked good. I like the match. And plus, I mean, I liked everything that kind of happened afterwards with, Vanguard 1 coming out and all that jazz. But
that is horrible, Brian.
What?
That is horrible. Probably the most talkable thing about both shows tonight. You just rolled over with 4 words. The Vanguard, the Vanguard 1,
because Adam took his headphones out.
No. That's later, Rob. We're not at the Jericho segment.
I didn't bring it up. Brian brought it up, but he brought it up like real.
I didn't talk about Pineapple Pete. I just talked about Vanguard 1.
No, I was talking about
that all happened, Brian.
So
fucking blowing your wad. You're like 6 segments ahead.
Oh, sorry, you guys.
Organic conversation, Adam. We were just having a conversation. Okay, go ahead. Go back to your script. Go ahead.
You want to talk about Vanguard 1 now, Rob?
No, go for it. We're on a time.
No, I want you. I want to do your script. Let's go in your order. Let's go. Come on.
We're talking about just the tag match here, so we could move through it and get to that good stuff.
That was awesome. Tag match was awesome.
Cool. MJF and we got Leo Johnson on one side, and we got Balor and Grimes on the other.
Lee Johnson.
Lee Johnson. Sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. I mean, Grimes won because Punishment Martinez got involved. Reiner, are you okay with this?
What, on the NXT side? Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I like all the players.
I know Splinter's not, because Balor lost.
Finn Balor.
I don't see why, because he has a whole history and he should be booked better, but I like that they're pushing other people like this.
I don't like, my problem was the way they did it. Damian Priest hits Finn Balor in the back of the knee. And then Grimes does his finisher, and it's over. Like the back of the knee, like if he had hit him in the face and then Grimes hit him, because Finn's laid out flat, and I just didn't feel that was enough to say, I mean, Cameron Grimes' finisher is that badass.
Hey, if I hit you in the back of the knee, Brian could pin you. Yeah.
What'd you say, Rob?
I said if I hit Adam in the back of his knee, you could pin him.
That's true.
Yeah, and Evan's pointing out the same thing that I said to Rob there. So Damian Priest is the one who attacked Finn Balor. That doesn't make sense in the timeline.
Yeah.
Because he was involved with Keith Lee.
But I mean, the story was about making a name for yourself, but it still doesn't wash away what you just said. I know you guys like Damian Priest, and that's cool. And I don't hate him, I don't dislike him necessarily, but he does have kind of a Corbin thing with me where I'm like, I don't really want to see you right now.
I don't know. I mean, he's athletic, but I've been more interested with the other guys that like him on the roster currently. Like, I think Dijakovic has a bigger ceiling than him. I don't know, Dick Jack or whatever the hell Gargano called him tonight. I don't know. I'm just saying it's better.
Okay.
But MJF is mainly a squash match, and then afterwards he just talks shit about Jungle Boy. So this is the chance, Rob, in my opinion, where NXT could steal a point, because Balor, Grimes, and Priest are all setting up a future storyline and possibly a takeover type of thing for In Your House.
Yeah.
Where MJF is just talking shit. And Lee Johnson was just out there, and Wardlow, to be petty, missed his fucking cue with the ring.
I will give this to NXT for one reason. The one reason is when Wardlow was beating the ever-loving fuck out of, was it Marco? fucking Jurassic Park runs over, and not Jurassic Park,
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're talking about like
Lucha-
now 3 segments ago, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, Luchasaurus runs over, and he's like, get away from my friend, quit hitting him. Like, why aren't you charging him? You're a big dude. Fucking go fight him. You know, it's a wrestling thing. Go fight him.
Yeah, Brian and I tried to explain to you why you didn't do it.
Oh, I did. I wasn't listening. So go ahead.
Yeah, we told you that. So
Hey,
that
I'm here.
there is a future there.
Look, I'm here tonight to hit the fucking stream button. Go ahead. You're
Okay,
good.
great.
Yeah.
Brian, anything on the board before I move on? I'm gonna go with
Shoji
NXT
says,
as well.
agree, Rob. Something is missing with Priest.
Look at that. Everybody's agreeing with me. Like I'm not even in tune with you guys. Everybody's like, I agree, Rob. I agree, Rob. I agree, Rob. I mean,
Oh, I think that was right before you went to the deep end.
Wow.
Evan Wright is saying MJF building to his match at Double or Nothing and his ring return after being away for so long. AEW wins, in my opinion.
cool.
Okay, Brian, what's your vote? But me and Rob said NXT. What's your vote?
Yeah, you know what? Then fine. I'm going to go with NXT because I'm a fan of Cameron Grimes. And his finisher apparently is called the Cave In. They're a great band.
I fucking wish. I wish his career would cave in.
Oh, fuck you.
So we see a Karrion Cross vignette with Sasha Bordeaux.
Sasha?
Scarlett.
Scarlett Bordeaux. Sorry.
Scarlett with the
Who's
candlestick.
Sasha Bordeaux. Is that a porn star, Brian?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No. And then we got Darby and Taz on the AEW side. Not too much for either here. I'd kind of give it a push, kind of like Rob did on the Consequence. If either one of you want to talk about it, go for it. But it was to keep both characters relevant, in my opinion. Don't talk at once.
No, I'm sorry. I missed it. I was dancing. I'm sorry.
Oh, I saw you talking. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
All right, let's just move on. Here's the one we want to talk about. Swerve, Scott, Gallagher. They're both now 1 and 2. Great. Gallagher won. All right.
Who cares?
On the other side.
Who cares about the fucking tournament? Really? Who?
Right.
Who?
At this point.
I think it's pretty cool.
It would be if it was relevant people. It was to build the mid card back up. And it was for like the vacant North American. That would be something.
It'd be good if it was like for Sami Zayn's IC.
Tell me the names that are like the top contenders currently.
Or
in
what?
the tournament. In that tournament.
I couldn't even
Drake
potentially
Maverick.
name you all 8.
So the Drake Maverick thing isn't enticing to you. With him actually being fired.
No, that's fine. When his matches and he's doing his storyline for that, that's okay. I mean, I'm not. It's like if she never.
But 0-2 Gallagher versus 1-1 Swerve.
If
Scott
she doesn't,
is
it's
supposed to make me care.
It's fine, but if she doesn't call me back tomorrow, I don't care. Like,
well,
and I don't want to be petty,
mind.
but fucking Swerve Scott backstage is talking about, if you can't get a win in this tournament, I'm gonna, think about retiring. Dude, you're 1-1. You've already gotten your win.
Yeah, but you know who they're probably
Swerve's
poking fun at or something like that, because isn't that exactly what Leo Rush is doing right now? He already said that he's retiring to focus on his music and all that stuff. So they could be doing shit like that. You can see them poking the bear in that way.
Great.
Great. I'm just gonna override what you say. That's fine.
it's a horror.
I think you're trying to make more out of this Gallagher Scott match than what it was.
Evan Wright says, I can't take this NXT tournament seriously when Akira Tozawa is getting squashed on Raw and beating people in this tournament. It's god awful.
Yeah, I mean, I know Rob and Brian, you've argued several times that they are separate shows, but you have the same fucking audience. And you can't just expect me to go, hey, this guy is a contender on one show, he's a jobber on another.
Yeah.
If it's once Akira Tozawa shows up, that's fine.
3
but he does it all the time.
A squash match.
Here's the one we want to talk about, guys. Jericho and Pineapple Pete.
You want to talk about it?
I want to talk about it because Pineapple Pete lost, and let's get to the good stuff. We get a challenge for a Stadium Stampede match, the Inner Circle versus the Elite. And Brian, is Matt Hardy part of the Elite now?
He's like an extended member. Yeah, I'm sure there's some sort of like version of it in the Marvel
another
universe.
vague affiliation.
Exactly. Right. Like
Okay.
who's like loosely in the X-Men, but not really. There's someone probably.
Is he still on
Okay.
that? Really?
Yeah.
What?
Anyway,
What? I'm
So,
just bringing up a fucking
Jericho-
question.
Jericho did introduce a new member for sure.
You guys
of the
tonight
inner
are fucking
circle.
something else, man. I'll tell you.
Ryan, we did
Yeah,
find
go
out
on,
for
go
sure
on.
that there's a new member of the inner circle.
Cool.
Okay. And that new member took out Vanguard 1. You made the statement that who cares? There'll be Vanguard 2 next week. But, I mean, we're not giving 10 bells for Vanguard 1, but this furthers the feud for Jericho with Vanguard.
What a bully.
That's got to be a match at some point.
What an absolute bully Jericho is. Coming
There
in
you go,
there
Rob. Thank you for
with
not
a-
pouting like Brian
with
over
a
there.
bat and doing the damn Neganing Vanguard 1. I mean, what has Vanguard 1 done to anyone of any harm?
He even returned the shirt, Rob.
Even returned the shirt.
He
Even
did. That's fucked up.
returned the goddamn shirt. And what does he get for his kindness and his trust to come within the inner circle to deliver his message and to accept the challenge? What does he get? He gets a goddamn baseball bat right beside his fucking head. Horrible,
Yeah,
Jericho.
Evan's saying
Horrible.
Vanguard's going to team with Matt Hardy to take on Jericho and the Roomba. And Brian, It's Real Wrestling says Pineapple Pete, future TNT champion. Where is he a champ right now?
He is the current PWX Pure champion. So
Yeah.
that's like their version of it's like he's the heavyweight champion.
I
and then
thought it
also
was like-
last
No, Pure
hand
is more.
sanitizer. Pure.
Purell. Yeah, he's
Isn't the
exactly.
Pure division just more wrestling based? I don't think it's their heavyweight champion, is it?
No, so it's actually their almost think of it almost as like NXT to what WWE was. Like how that was. It was almost like a stepping stone to like a bigger promotion,
Right.
just on a smaller scale. So that's the thing. Like he's been around. Like Sugar Dunkerton, like he's been around.
Right.
Especially down in like this area. So
No, I'm not questioning him. I mean, I know him.
Right.
I'm talking about and I know our people listening don't know much about
Yeah.
PWX. I'm just trying
no, I know it.
for
So it's
our
not- that's what I'm saying.
conversation.
It's not.
The Pure
I'm
is
sorry. Go on.
the Pure is like the developmental title, not the heavyweight championship.
It's a little bit well no because Pure is it's its own division. So
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Think of
Okay.
Pure almost as like NXT.
But they have a champion as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the Pure heavyweight champion, but
Okay.
Pure it's
Purell.
called PWX Pure.
Okay.
So are you guys excited about the Stadium Stampede match?
I am. I definitely.
Vanguard got to accept it on behalf of the Elite before he got destroyed, Rob.
He got murdered.
So we
murdered.
find out it's going to be in a stadium.
Murdered.
That's all we know.
That's all we know is it's in a stadium. You know what they're probably going to do? Murder. They're probably going to murder things and people.
Muck Duck.
Yes. I'm upset. I'm upset that Vanguard this happened to him. I'm upset that they decided to kill him. It's
sad.
I'm angry.
Rest in power, Brian.
We've been through a lot with Vanguard, right? We've been through a lot with him. This is sad.
I can give him the Sarah McLachlan treatment.
In the arms of the angel.
Unfortunately, we don't have anything to go side by side with this on the NXT side, but we get dinner with the Garganos. I want to at least talk about it. Brian, you didn't get to watch it, but you should go back. Basically, Johnny and Candace are that dick couple that's shitting on everybody at dinner and talking about how great they are. And then the camera goes to them and they go black and white and they get really kind of sketchy, dark.
Donnie
Just-
Darko.
Yeah, it was a new side. If there was any question that one or both of them are heel, they definitely are.
Did you say Johnny Darko?
No, he said Donnie Darko, but Johnny Darko.
Donnie
works.
Darko.
Yeah. He just said Johnny Darko. That would have been the joke.
You know, Gargano focused on Keith Lee, which makes me think somebody on the board said earlier, but Keith is going to fight Gargano at TakeOver in your house. And Candace shit all over Casey Catanzaro. Me again.
Hmm.
Me, I was okay. I thought that was funny actually. What she said. She said. Johnny said, "She's a ninja." She's not a ninja.
No, she said,
a-
but she's an American Ninja Warrior.
No,
And she said she's not a warrior. She goes, she's an American Ninja.
You're wrong, and I was telling it the right way, and you ruined it. You ruined it. It was, he's a ninja. And then she goes, no, she's not a ninja. Then she says, she's a warrior. And she goes, no, she's not a warrior. And then he says, well, she's American. And then she says, well, yeah, she's American. That's how it happened, not your shitty way. It wasn't funny in any kind of way.
She's American was the funny part at the end. That Candace finally agreed to.
The whole thing was funny.
What?
The whole thing was funny, Adam. It was all funny. The whole thing. Not just the ending that you liked. Go ahead.
Whoa. Man,
Anyway.
tough crowd.
Yeah, right. Main event time. So Thatcher, who left Riddle high and dry before he lost the tag titles, is now going to fight Riddle here in the main event. That might have ruined NXT to make this story go throughout the whole show.
I'm giving my slow clap right now for that. Like, oh, yeah, here's how. Let's do this. Let's take the most obscure, not really relevant tag team that's had the belts for some fucking reason and that nobody probably cares about, and let's put them on twice in a night, the second time against each other, because we like this Thatcher guy so much that we want to see him with Riddle. I mean, seriously?
Yeah, can you hit the Roddy button on that one, Rob?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are so sour. They're pushing their new talent in NXT. I don't know why you have a problem with that.
No.
Roderick Strong, man. Proves it.
Prefer him.
You didn't need to have this. You could have the breakup. Thatcher left him high and dry. Cut to a fucking promo or a graphic that says Thatcher and Riddle next week. The fact that you bookended your show with a guy that nobody's heard of and a guy that nobody cares about right now.
That's your opinion.
With belts that nobody cares about.
Yeah. For a division that doesn't exist.
And then have them main event your show. There's nobody else on the roster that could have main evented. There was nobody.
No Velveteen. No
Nothing.
Keith Lee. No Ciampa. I mean, fuck.
No Io Shirai. Nobody.
Listen,
No
I've
Candace,
been championing.
no Rhea, nothing.
I've been championing AEW.
I would have
But
been.
you guys have just been burying NXT. At least I've just been ignoring.
I'm not
NXT.
burying.
You guys have been like,
I'm not.
We're not.
Here's the difference. We're not fanboying like you are. I'm always honest about what I see, and what I see is pretty fucking bad right now. I mean, it's not Raw level bad, but it's getting. The thing with Raw is you can watch it and go, God, this is so stupid. With NXT, it's just fading into black.
Yeah, there was talent they could have done.
NXT slowly
is my
turned.
point.
She slowly turned into the girlfriend that I had. That one day I decided, if I just don't call her, eventually we just won't talk anymore, and we won't be boyfriend girlfriend. And I want to break up with her. That's what NXT is like.
man.
I'm eventually just not going to call back.
Let's move on to the AEW side. Christopher Daniels, next guy. SCU seems to be involved in this Mox Brody Lee feud. You had Kaz fight Mox last week. You get Daniels to fight Brody Lee this week. It was what it was. And at the end, Rob, you had a lot of problems with this, with Mox at the end.
So
you want to tell us about it?
Yeah. So here's the thing, man. So he comes into like he always does, through the crowd, but there's no crowd. He comes into the back. He runs all the way down to the ring, Brian. He moves the barricades. He runs into the ring. He beats up some Dark Order dudes on the outside. Then he comes in. He beats up some Dark Order dudes on the inside. Brody Lee and his little sidekick there walk all the way back to the ramp and slowly into the tunnel. And as they're doing that, Mox is walking in circles, doing a Dean Ambrose walk around the ring, bobbing his head and screaming and cussing, whatever. And it's like, you just ran across an entire live music venue to get to a guy that has your belt, and you stopped 30 feet short to walk around in a circle. That and the truck thing tonight for AEW.
Oh, he stopped short.
Those are two big kind of reality misses. Those two and Luchasaurus not fucking attacking old dude. Those are three big fucking serious misses to me tonight for AEW. I mean, for the most part, I'm not saying I'm not going to watch the show. I mean, I like AEW. I still enjoy it. But those are three things tonight that I look at and I go, that's just stupid.
Right. Yeah, I can't argue those points. I mean, that's the thing. That's why I love wrestling, because everyone has an opinion about it, and there's really no right or wrong, right? I mean, except for Vince Russo.
There's
Vince
wrong.
Russo,
Yeah.
what?
There's wrong. You most of
no, I mean,
you most of the time.
2020, Brian.
Sure.
When you say stuff like Vince Russo, yeah, you can go back in time and see stupid mistakes like announcing Mankind and stuff like that. Yeah, that's great. But Rob is being a little nitpicky, taking a card out of my playbook. But every point he's made is spot on. He's not wrong. In my opinion, what he was saying is kind of they messed with the flow by having those little weird speed bumps in the middle.
Not only that, but you're presenting yourself as an alternative to what we've had in WWE, and yet you still you pulled back on moments where you shouldn't, like they do. You want to be, this is more real and more aggressive, and want to make it seem like it's more of a combat thing more than the storyline thing. But yet, when you have the moments to have the combat, you pull back in an unrealistic fashion. So, and that also that Moxley's haircut looks like, man, quarantine haircuts are not working out for him well. Just saying.
You should have let him borrow your hat.
I should have, brother.
NWO.
Nobody takes the Macho Man's hat. No, sir. Nope.
So, anyway, what's your vote? Mr. Bryan, you said we've been harsh to NXT. I'll let you vote here.
You have been, so you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to go with NXT. I'm going with NXT. I care about Timothy Thatcher. I care about
on
Matthew
the board.
Riddle.
I know why, Brian. I know why.
What?
On the board, who was it that called you out? Evan. Evan. Rob called you out when we were watching the show, but Evan calls it out here. He says Thatcher's badass in the ring, god awful at the sports entertainment stuff. Rob, isn't there another guy just like that Brian loves?
I know what you're gonna say.
Oni.
You motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oni is gold on Twitter. Oni is Lance Storm and Timothy Thatcher.
He's a great wrestler. Great wrestler.
Oh, you guys are rough, man.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Evan Sighton Daniels was fantastic tonight. Rob, I'll let you break the tie because I'm just going to go quick. AEW.
How in this flying spaghetti monster's green earth could you possibly say Thatcher and I can't even think of his fucking name right now. The
Riddle.
Riddle is better than God. They're both kind of bad. AEW wins the point. AEW wins the point.
I got to give it to Daniels. So you're not a Christopher Daniels mark.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty obvious we can vote, but we're going to get ready for our awards. Marked out moment in Pettytown for each show. I think it's pretty obvious. The scoreboard dictates AEW for all the reasons we gave the points to them. Either of you guys disagree or want to make a case or your final arguments?
What, for the overall?
Brian, nobody on the podcast can see you nod no.
I could have more jokes.
I'm waiting for you to fucking
stop talking,
talk.
right?
And plus the ones that are on YouTube can see us. That's why we have cameras.
Do you hear
turkey.
it, Brian? Do you hear it too? Do you hear how he goes in that power sentence like a politician, and you're like, oh, I got something I could say right now, and you try to, and he blows right past it, and like, well, now it's not relevant anymore. So when I call him out later on, and I'm going to sound like an asshole. Is it just me, or do you hear it too?
No,
okay.
no.
What are we doing next? What's up? Oh, the awards.
So you guys agree AEW won?
Yeah, I was going to say that Christopher Daniels reminds me of my middle-aged uncle. That's why I'm not really into him, Brian.
Rob, since you're anxious to go first, give me your marked out moments. Board, get yours ready.
Oh, marked out for NXT tonight. I guess Imperium won. I mean, if my marked out moment was like, yay, and all the crowd goes, yay. My marked out moment I'm sorry. No,
Ever since the family left, seems your fandom did too.
Nah, the product has left. The product's fucking left.
So is your give a fuck. You know it.
No, I know. I'm trying to think of a good marked out for NXT. I don't think of one. DX. There we go. That's my marked out moment. Marked out moment for AEW. Man, even tonight at AEW, there was nothing that really got me going or popped. I guess when Jake started railing against women about them having to be in the kitchen and wiping babies and making them happy.
That marked you out.
Yeah, I was like, wow, what a really rough turn to an old style heel Jake. I mean, just some gritty fucking meanness.
Wow, get back in the kitchen and make me some pie shit.
I'm telling you,
you marked out for it.
No, I just explained it was for him portraying the old gritty kind of Jake.
I know.
Man,
I just want to put my spin on it.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Mine's gonna be Jericho and Floyd taking out Vanguard 1. No, say it ain't so.
How dare you mark out for that? How dare you? How dare you?
And She's American. I got a chortle out of that when Casey agreed with Johnny on that part.
Casey did
for the NXT side. The Casey that cares, that's given me more likes on Twitter than Brian, marked out moment.
My marked out moment for the AEW side. That's a good question, Adam. It's a really good question. You know what? It's gonna have to be Pineapple Pete versus Chris Jericho. That's fucking tremendous.
What a waste of a fucking
in that position.
What a waste of a promo package.
Oh, fuck you, man. No, you want to hear my NXT one? This is a good one. You want to hear it?
Oh, yeah. I want to hear it.
And it's not so much about NXT. It's about
what is it? Tell me.
It's about receiving a pro wrestling tease package right there, and
Brian,
having
you just
your own
keep disappearing.
I know, it's because my background sucks. I need a better green screen.
This is
while you're doing it.
This is great for the podcast.
I marked out at getting our own fucking shirt. Go buy it at belowthecollar.com.
What promo code?
Oh my God, you two are horrible right now.
There's no promo code. There's no promo code, bro.
Oh,
there's no promo code. Just go to below the collar.
Okay, your internet's sucking.
Well, go to belowthecollar.com.
Can the guy who
and just go search wrestling podcast or just keep talking? What?
Can the guy that keeps going in and out on his internet not do the plug for the shirt company? I mean, can we have one of the people with a working microphone to do the plug for the shirt company?
Also, Brian keeps like leaning back in the middle of it, like
you're like moving away from the mic, and you're like,
you're like, I'm crazy, Eddie. My prices are insane.
Because you can still hear me, you motherfucker.
No,
Adam, it's okay.
No.
What? No, what?
Brian, just make sure when we're done.
I'm gonna check the tape, and you guys are both fucking wrong. There we go.
Make sure you check the tape. I just want you to check the tape.
I
make
will.
a shirt for it too.
I will.
What are we doing?
We're doing the marked outs on the board. I forgot to mention this earlier, but Soji's marked out kendo stick, bitch. That was funny. Nyla Rose.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, marked out in your house announcement. I have faith it'll be good. That's from Evan. Hey, takeovers are always good. So, I mean, I have faith too. I just think they should never have canceled Takeover Tampa, even though it would have been just tape.
I have a thought real quick. Do you think tonight was underwhelming? Even if you like it, Brian, it was underwhelming tonight. But do you think it was because we didn't have any of what they've been doing during the COVID crisis? We didn't have any of the bubbly bunches or the Mr. McMahon sketches or the specialty matches. We didn't have any of that tonight. It was more like a show.
Yeah, but now they're on the way to a pay-per-view. We've had that when there was, 7 weeks between pay-per-views, 8 weeks between pay-per-views.
Can you not walk and chew gum?
I guess, but they were trying to get a lot of stories told toward the pay-per-views. What my point is,
Adam is a defender.
I agree with your walk and chew gum.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's just a thought I had.
Thanks for the question, Rob.
Yeah, let's see. Marked out for Evan. He says AEW Stadium Match Stampede. Marked out Stike says NXT Candice running down pure facts when it came to Mia Yim and AEW Wardlow beating up Marco. Petty Town, to make your duck hands. My Petty Town on NXT side is Priest taking out Balor with just a shot to the back of the knee. And Cody's truck spot on the AEW side. Brian, that's your Petty Town, and then I'll let Rob close it down. Hey there,
I'm going to fucking scorch the earth right now. My Petty Town is fucking both of you. All right? You guys are talking shit about AEW That show, there was nothing underwhelming
So
about it. You
you're
guys
giving
just
a
want
Petty
fucking.
Town to Marked Out Wrestling?
I'm giving it to Adam Bomb, and I'm giving it to fucking Rody Rob, or whoever you are wearing that Macho Man hat.
What's
I
up,
think
brother?
you're embodying the ghost of.
Yeah, you want the smoke,
Yeah.
man?
But you
Yeah.
guys are fucking grinding my gears tonight, all right? Motherfuckers are saying that the show was underwhelming. What? Okay, Mike Tyson was just fucking announced. They announced that Ray Phoenix is going to be there. He fucking drop kicked what's his nuts out of his goddamn
Tyson,
shoes. You guys are insane.
You're
Dude,
crazy,
I would have
bro.
rather
I'm
seen a
fucking
Strawberry Quick
fired up.
commercial with Mike Tyson than just see his picture and get a fucking Woody over it. If he had showed up and they revealed the belt in the same night, hey, this is what they're fighting for at Double or Nothing.
Oh,
Wow, that's a marked out moment.
gosh.
Putting his fucking face in a Photoshop graphic. Hell, you got two people behind you I've never heard of. Anybody can do that.
Wee Wee and Queen Charmel? Wow.
See, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Where are we going next? What's going
Daniel
on?
Price is telling me. Daniel Price is telling
We're
me to
going
get
to
the WD-40.
Rob for
Like, here's
Pettytown
Franklin.
and the board, and then we're closing it down.
What were you saying, Brian, about Daniel Price?
Oh, he said that I need to get WD-40 because my gears are grinding.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what grinds my gears? My Petty Towns. Okay, Petty Town for NXT is oh
So much for a quick show.
yeah. Sorry, NXT is gonna be Road Dog. I just don't like him. I'm sorry. He's always Jesus-y and shit.
He's growing the beard for Santa or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on, but he's always so Jesus-y. My what's the other one? The AEW is the other show. AEW. My Petty Town. Oh, I've been very explicit about my Petty Towns on AEW tonight. If I had to pick out of the three that I showed earlier, the pettiest of them would be the fact that Luchasaurus just couldn't go and fight Wardlow. He had to be like, "Get off my friend, man! You back away from my friend, or I'm gonna punch you right in the face, right in your face, man."
All right, Petty Town's on the board. Evan says NXT title tournament. They made this the most uninspiring thing, and it shouldn't be. Soji Hardy's reaction to Vanguard, it looked like he didn't care. That's his Petty Town. Petty Town, Evan says for AEW, he said he agreed with Rob on his nitpicks. And Stike says Priest and Britt not caring about a chance to fight for the women's title. She just wanted to injure Statlander. Stike, they did announce, and this is where I'll segue to final thoughts here. They did announce that Britt and Chris will be on the buy-in fighting each other as well as Best Friends in Private Party and the Iron Mike. That is what it is. Next week, we got more cruiserweight stuff. Great. And Io and Rhea, that should be good.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I am excited about that.
Oh my gosh.
Don't forget, we got go ahead. Sorry.
And then on the AEW side, we've got, let's see, Marco versus MJF. Jake and Arn are going to have an interview.
Yes.
Phoenix and Orange Cassidy. That's right, Brian. Orange Cassidy's wrestling. He may
Hell
even
yeah.
try. Sammy is taking on Matt Hardy. I don't know if he'll have the neck brace. And Mox is fighting 10,
Can you
a.k.a. one of the minions.
Can you think of another example of something that on paper looks so great and in their prime, I would have fucking loved it? That I know we're going to be disappointed by is the Jake and Arn Anderson thing. Man, if you gave me, you not breathe like you're having a fucking child right now.
Sorry, my back hurts. Stupid chair.
We know.
Worthless. But no, if you gave me an in their prime Arn Anderson versus Jake in a promo contest, oh man, I would have taken that every fucking day and twice on Sunday. I mean that's fantastic. But I feel like Arn is such a soccer dad now, and fucking Jake is just an old burnout, from Gastonia.
A soccer dad. I don't think I've ever heard anyone call anyone a soccer dad.
He's like a fucking soccer dad, man. I swear to God. Okay. Anywho.
All right. Final thoughts. Let's close it down. Obviously, AEW did very well tonight. Lots of build. We got a go home show, fellas, next week, so that'll be exciting. Brian, are you going to show up on time for Double or Nothing, or do we have to lie to you at the start time?
Well, you want to announce the date and the time of Double or Nothing? It's not this weekend.
It's May 23rd. That's why I said next weekend's the go home show. Next week will be May 20th. It'll be my daughter's 3rd birthday, believe it or not, on
That's
Wednesdays.
lovely.
So yes, and then
That's awesome.
we got Double or Nothing.
That's a good weekend.
Yeah, the little
Cool.
monster's turning 3.
That's cool.
What? Wait. What? 3?
What? Izzy's turning 3.
Holy.
Yeah, Isabel will be 3 next Wednesday.
That's crazy.
That was a serious reaction I just had there. I was like, I thought she was, it was like 2. I'm like, what? Fucking 3? Wow.
No,
I thought she's been 3
And
already.
the only
I thought
good
she was
thing
already 3.
And Rob, I didn't tell you this, but good thing about COVID is we won't have to pay the daycare.
What a
She's
Jew.
Going to get to stay there.
What a Jew
until
comment.
kindergarten.
There you go. What a Jew.
Fuck.
The good thing about
You
COVID
are
is I'm
terrible.
saving some money. You know what
What
I'm
a
saying?
piece of shit.
No, I didn't mean it like that. But like a lot of parents are
Don't dig a
worried
hole.
about the gap between.
No, yeah, don't dig a hole. Don't dig a hole.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we
can call this podcast Adam Digs a Hole.
We got
and
we got Brian, aka Max Headroom, tonight. By the way, I know he doesn't.
Excuse me?
He doesn't know it. You're like
You're paradise by the laptop light.
you don't know who Max Headroom is?
No,
Max Headroom. No.
Is that the guy from
I'm ready to end
Lawnmower
this
Man?
show. I don't want to educate you.
Whoa.
No, he's the one-
Give me my final
He's
thought.
the one that killed
Never give me
Palpatine.
my final thought. He
thoughts?
killed who?
Palpatine.
I don't know who Palpatine is. What's that? Fucking, what is this? Shakespeare? What are you telling me?
No,
You
Palpatine's the
made
Queen
the
of
intro
Dragons.
to Monday's show with Palpatine dying, and you don't even know who he is.
I don't know what that is. That sounds like an orange.
I can't wait for
Sounds
this
like
final
he's
thought.
related to Orange Cassidy. My final thought is Double or Nothing Saturday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. We're gonna have our very good friend of the show, DJ Caution, aka Matthew Salvitti. You guys all know him. He's been on the board. He's been listening. He's a good brother, very good brother. But he's also a fucking phenomenal DJ. So he's gonna be doing an AEW set and just kind of like a wrestling theme entrance song type of gig. So he's going to be doing that for a full hour before Double or Nothing. So it's going to be on twitch.tv/DJ Caution 631. But we're also going to be streaming it on the AEW discussion.
I was going to say,
Facebook
aren't we
page.
streaming it somewhere?
Yeah. So go ahead and go also join that group, AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook on, of course, Facebook.
I'm tired.
Back hurts. Apparently, you guys are the fucking worst. You
What?
make this not fun. I got to be honest.
I had a great time tonight. I don't know about you.
I had a lot of fun.
I had a good
showed
time
up on
watching it with
time.
you,
I
but
didn't
you guys-
show up a half
No.
hour late and leave a half hour early.
I have to leave a half hour early to get fucking home. I don't live around the block
No,
like a
I
lazy
get
piece
the
of shit. Like
second half.
This is awesome.
Oh,
I got
where
there
I
at
live.
8:10.
Where I live makes me a lazy piece of shit. I mean, it's a fucking
no, that
car. I have
doesn't.
to hit
But
the
you
pedal
just happen
less.
to be 5 minutes away. You
This
happen
is-
to be 2 turns away. It takes
This
me
is
about 20
incredible.
minutes.
Brian
to
has
get that
snapped.
This is
The
great.
Angry,
Hey, so
No,
Hey,
angry
you know what-
robot
you know why I
counts
snapped
at
at him?
number 1.
You know why?
Soji's asking the question. What do I think about the lockdown ending Friday? I'll just say that the doctors are saying that it shouldn't, and politicians are saying it should. So I'll leave it at that. You guys done bickering? I've unmuted you now.
No, my back hurts from carrying Adam's fucking ass.
Are we done?
Yeah, sure.
Tune in next time. Same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
MARKEDOUT Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.